Now we need to configure the source address for the CAPWAP protocol. Similarly, on our AC, enter CAPWAP, CAPWAP source, our address is 10.1.10.1. So now the source interface address is configured. Next, we need to create an AP group. First, enter the AP group. Now, we enter the WLAN configuration. To set an AP group, the name will be Huawei, AP group is the keyword, then this name keyword. Afterwards, we input our group's name. Now we have entered the AP group named Huawei. Now we can temporarily exit. To configure our AP authentication, AP auth mode means authentication mode. Then let's see our mode options. We have several options: MAC authentication, no authentication, and SN, which means serial number authentication. Here we choose no authentication, meaning no authentication. Configuration complete. Now we can check the status of the APs coming online. We can see there are 2 APs are now online. Right here, let's take another look. These 2 APs, one of the APs is unauthenticated, no problem. We just need to focus on this AP. This AP, we assigned an address. That address is from what we configured in the AC via DHCP, assigned a 10.1, 10.0, with a 24-bit mask subnet address. You can see its uptime is 22 seconds. The AC is now online. Now, let's look. The second AP is also online now. This will take a little while. Our second AP's address is 61. Both are in the same subnet. Okay, now both APs are online. We can name both APs and then add them to our AP group, Huawei. In here, our 2 APs have been named. One is AP1, the other is AP2. Of course, we can also review the naming process. Naming with AP ID. Then we look at the ID here. One is 0, one is 1. If we use 0 after entering it, we can access the control interface of AP0, then we can operate the AP name using this keyword. For example, we can try to name it with lowercase app1. It is now named with the lowercase app1. In a moment, we can check again. Look, it has become lowercase app1, naming successful. Let's continue looking. We can add the AP to an AP group. First, enter the AP interface, AP ID 0. Then we can change the name back, AP name, to uppercase AP1. And also place the AP in our AP group, Huawei. Now to operate the second AP. Now both APs are in our AP group Huawei. We can check if the command has taken effect, still using display, AP, look. Now both of our APs group has changed to Huawei, indicating we have successfully placed these 2 APs into the Huawei AP group we also mentioned here to prevent unauthorized APs from accessing the network, so we can also switch. The AP authentication method to MAC authentication. Then for step 3, we can look at how to configure the WLAN service. As we mentioned at the beginning, we need to create an SSID template, then create a security template, and finally create a VAP template. In this template, we use both the SSID template and the security template. Let's take a look. First, create an SSID template. SSID profile. The name is the name we use. Our name continues to be Huawei. This brings us in. Then set the SSID Huawei. Please note, the Huawei above is the name of the SSID profile. The one below is the name of the SSID. They are different. Now the operation is successful. Then we can create a security template, security profile. Similarly, name we use Huawei. After entering, we need to create the specific parameters for our security template. Let's take a look. Security, we can ask about, we have these options: open, WAP-I, web, WPA, and WPA2. Among these templates, we can choose WPA, WPA2. Ask again. There was an error in the input. Re-enter it. Ask here again. Here we can see we have more options. Here we choose PSK. Then we can enter a passphrase. After entering this, we can ask again. Then the following is our password. We can set it to A12345667, since it's the minimum for a Huawei password. Finally, we use AES for encryption. So this is our complete command. So I just hit enter to confirm. With this, our security template configuration is complete. We can exit. After configuring the security and SSID templates, we can set up a VAP template. Similarly, the profile name is Huawei. In this template, we can reference the SSID profile. Huawei, of course. Here we don't need to add the keyword name. Then we can also add the security template, also Huawei. Now that the security template is also added, we need to add our service VLAN's VLAN ID. That is the VLAN ID used by our users. Service VLAN, then VLAN ID as 20%. With this, our setup is complete. Next, we need to configure our domain management template. Name also Huawei, then set the country code to CN. Exit is fine. Now, we are at the last step. We need to enter our AP group, then bind our domain template, select confirm. The next step is not yet complete. We still need to turn on our wireless. The completion command is like this, then hit enter. All right, now our configuration is complete. Now we can take a look. Whether our AP is broadcasting a signal, we can now see the authentication method for our users is WPA, WPA2, PSK. The SSID is Huawei. With this, our configuration is complete.